I finally went to a furry convention, and this is the first time I went to a convention alone. Here's my experience with Texas Furry Siesta 2025. But here's a quick rundown. Texas Furry Siesta is the sibling con of Texas Furry Fiesta. It's located here at the Hyatt Regency Dallas in Dallas, Texas. It's meant to give furries something to do during the summer before the other cons swing around. Lone Star Fur Con in February, Texas Furry Fiesta in March, Batters Fur in May to June, hopefully again, and then there's Texas Furry Siesta in August. Next year, 2026, TFS is slated for June. It's possible there might be something in the last quarter of the year, but I just don't know. Now let me state that for various reasons, I am only able to attend Saturday, so I am judging my experience solely on that. But, still a jam-packed Saturday. I actually used the goal system that Finn the Panther used in their video, how to go to a furry convention alone. My goals were very simple. 1. Walk the halls to learn the layout. 2. Dealer's Den. 3. Gaming room. 4. Panels. Registration was a little weird. You had the option to do pre-reg online to help save time. Now, when I tried to do pre-reg, the website just didn't do. Like, it let me enter my info and then it went back to the beginning. So I decided to just buy my badge at the con because the website said it was an option. But when I got to the registration line, there was someone at the door holding a piece of paper with a QR code. And I was told, quote, if you didn't pre-register, I'm going to need you to scan the QR code to fill out the form. And the QR code took me directly to the pre-registration page that I tried to use previously. And it still didn't work. After trying to get the page to load for a while, I got tired of waiting and showed them it was stuck. The person later went on to say, quote, if the form isn't working, you can use the kiosk inside. That's exactly what I was hoping to do in the first place. Once I got to the kiosk, the webpage was still having trouble. I have no idea what was going on, but it kicked me in circles for like twice before actually getting to the final step. Once I had the printout, everything else was a breeze. People checking out and handling the printed badges were cool. No complaints. There were also these cool little pronoun ribbons that could attach to your badge. I know anime cons have ribbons you can collect. Didn't see any others at TFS, but I'll go ahead and count this one as my first. So TFS put up this nifty page with the layout of the space. Problem is, the individual pages were too large and kept crashing or wouldn't pull up on my phone at all. So I ended up making my own map. This helped me understand the space a lot better. Plus, it could actually fit on my phone without crashing. As someone who's never been to this con before, I thought it was a giant space. But I was wrong. It was a perfect space for everything. Nothing was too far apart, and you could easily walk from one end to the other in no time. So that was a huge surprise to me. One great touch, that there were so many drinking stations, all over the place. Giant jugs of water with stacks of disposable cups at the ready. Some of them had dog bowls placed under the spout. Not sure if that was done by the staff or the attendees, but it was pretty cute. I won't lie, it made me smile. Shout out to the staff member who was at the little table before you got to the vending and gaming area. He was so sweet and kind. Also, shout out to the staff member who helped me find the vending hall, because apparently I can't see the giant signs that are in front of every room. You were also at the con shop booth that afternoon. You are awesome. I absolutely love you. Yes, I call it the dealer's den. I've called it that for years and will keep calling it that because it just sounds so badass. So the dealer's den was pretty cool. If you were into something, it was likely here's something. You just had to find it. This year they also had an 18+ section. It's that blocked off section all the way to the right. I guess you could say my main goal was to find furry merchandise because in this house, we support our furry artists. I also really wanted a tail that wasn't tied to my fursuit, and I didn't find it. There was a tiger tail at the Pulsar booth, but it wasn't green. However, I did find some cool things. And I need to tell you about this one artist that was at the hot swap table. They had the most beautiful, literally beautiful pieces of art I have ever seen. And I am ashamed that I did not buy one when I had the chance. There was this immaculate metal plate that came in two versions, regular and the negative. It was so clean. The etching, the reflections, the weight, the details. It was as picture perfect as you could imagine a magical cat can be. No amount of pictures or videos would do it justice. You have to see it in person. If I had the funds, I would have purchased the metal plate. But it was a hefty 175 bucks, which was way outside of my budget. And when I went back to the dealer's den, just before leaving, for those final last-minute purchases, they were gone. But, thankfully, I am adamant about getting people's business cards for future reference. This was such a great space to hang out. Now, being the person I am, I was expecting to see more tables with those signs that said, looking for player. Surprisingly, there wasn't. There were maybe two that I saw, and I just couldn't join them, because the tables looking for players were like 15 and younger. That's a hard pass. In the far back, there were pinball machines, a dance cabinet, and I think it was Guitar Hero. Off to the far left, there were gaming systems. I saw a PS5 and I think Mario Kart in the back. The middle left there was this one game that really caught my eye. It's called Dragon. Basically, you're this little mouse wizard. You drag a box around dragons in order to capture them. Once captured, they drop coins. And you capture those coins, and you can use them to purchase upgrades or one-time items. Y'all, this game is addicting. I wanted to keep going. I wanted to just play the demo all day, but I didn't want to hog it. It clicked something in my brain that said, give me the dopamine! The creators had a scoreboard with them for people who played the demo. The highest I saw was like 20,000 points or something. I also got this little sticker for playing the demo. They also told me the game comes out on Monday, which I am very much looking forward to. But there was this one machine that absolutely blew my mind. Right at the entrance was this gaming area that kept blasting dance music. These pillars are holding up sensor bars in the top ring. Each sensor can read the movement of your arms and translates it into the game. But you have to face forward in order to play. The sensors cannot read anything behind you. There are several tape markers on the ground that indicate where your movement can be read, which is very helpful. I mean, just look at how flawless the host is making it look. It's incredible. And they build these machines themselves. Their group is worldwide, and this is definitely something to keep an eye on. Now, I did give this a try because of course I wanted to see how the technology works. It was not easy. Even when everything was explained, it was far more difficult than watching. One of the cool things the host explained is that this was their first time at TFS, but they're always at TFF and will likely be at TFS going forward. Yeah, I didn't attend any. To be fair, nothing really caught my attention on Saturday. There was a Texas A&M panel, FAM, but my social battery had already died and I had to recharge. A grumpy or hangry tiger is not fun to be around. There was the kimono meet and greet that I was really interested in because my fursuit is also in the kimono style. But it was 10 in the morning on a Sunday. That's a huge nope from me. Side note, there was this food truck called Jack's Chowhound. They were only going to be there on Saturday. And they had this thing called a pulled pork barbecue grilled cheese. Probably one of the most delicious things I have ever eaten. I can eat. I work out a lot and I need that protein to keep going. I already knew one wasn't going to be enough. So I bought two. Food and snacks ready, it was time to make the trip home. To make things a little more sad, it started to rain. I don't know what it is, but y'all need to learn how to park correctly. As in, Do not park directly behind or in front of someone and block them in. Okay, so the parking situation is like this. You have these two main lots that the hotel uses, and this section is for overflow. Everyone floods this parking lot to the point of creating their own spaces. They were along the gates, back wall. Some even had the audacity to park right in front of the exit gate. Yes, this section right here. People literally had to drive into the incoming lanes just so they could swerve into the exit gate so they could leave. For me, I was in the back section, somewhere around now, and someone decided, let me park directly behind you and block you in. Yeah, there's space for me to pull up and leave the room, but no, I want here. I had to literally drive and reverse over and over again, making the slightest inch of progress to get out. It was like a group of ants trying to carry a sofa through a doorway. Then finally, by the grace of the gods, I was able to make it out. I literally had 2 inches of room on both sides of my car. Thankfully, no scratches. Now, the con said security was monitoring all lots every 20 minutes. I don't think that was true, because there's no way they would allow people to park in front of the exit gates. When I arrived and when I left, I didn't see anyone with a vest. But I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were watching, but damn, y'all need to learn how to park. Overall, it was a great experience. Even though I went alone and I didn't know anyone there, it was great to be around other furries. We come in all shapes and sizes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone I ran into or spoke with was super nice, kind, and willing to help wherever they could. Were friendships formed? I don't know. Most of the conversations I had were like 3 to 5 minutes long, and we didn't really trade contact information. However, I did find some discords, so it's too early to say no. Real quick, if you're into knowing the cost of going for one day, here's a breakdown for you. $25 for a one-day pass, $10 for parking, very easy. Obviously, if you're traveling to get there or you want to buy merch, the cost is going to go up. But if you're local and you want something to do for a day, less than $50 isn't that bad. Side note, this year the con raised over $5,000 for Society of Play, which is really cool. There were also 2,744 people in attendance. Now that I'm back home, I can start to transition into the regular schedule and get ready for the crushing weight of reality. The day-to-day grind that keeps us awake at night. But it's that same grind that helps us save for the next time we get to be around our friends in a safe space. Our own bubble that, from the outside looking in, seems foreign. A strange land where humans don animalistic masks that help us reach our true potential. There's no worries or fears. No one thinks you're strange. We're all one big family that looks after each other. And that's something no one can pry away from us. Grand's writes, love always wins. I am a small green tiger on the internet, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye!